You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5.
It's not the type of world that I want my child to grow up in.
More reaction to the separation of immigrant families at the U.S.-Mexican border, how leaders are reacting.
And starting today, students in Manatee County can get free immunizations, all caught up today.
Plus, we know hurricanes can be scary. What health experts suggest you do to keep calm and carry on during a severe storm. Good Morning Suncoast begins right now. Good morning, Wednesday, June 20th. Glad you're with us. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Webb. Thanks for waking up and joining us halfway through the week. How was today looking, John Scalzi?
Hot like yesterday. hot. Well, we did get a shower yesterday. We got one thunderstorm that moved through Sarasota and produced some pretty good rainfall, and another one that just kind of brushed by parts of Manatee County. So that was nice. We got 2. Today, I think we'll probably get 4. So a few more showers and thunderstorms around this afternoon, I think. The direction of those storms probably a little different today. We have a few out in Gulf waters. They continue to press away from shore. So I don't think we're going to have a big issue with morning rainfall. By afternoon, we'll see a couple build in inland areas, I think, and then gradually drift further and further away from the coastline. So the best chance of rain today is going to be, I believe, in inland areas. Temperatures already 73 degrees, Arcadia, Wauchula, Myakka coming in at 74, Sarasota 78, Bradenton 75, Venice 78. Starting off warm and muggy, and we're headed to a day where once again we'll crack the 90-degree mark, coming in around 91 for a daytime high. Complete forecast for you coming up in just a few.
All right, thank you, John. We've got our live camera today stationed at the banks of the Sarasota Bay. Pretty shot there of your Ringling Causeway, connecting the bayfront over to Bird Key and St. Armand Circle, Lido Key, Longboat Key, and so on. Pretty shot there. Let's check the maps right now as you awaken on this Wednesday morning. Only blip so far is westbound State Road 70 as you go from 301 towards 75. Otherwise, all clear in Manatee County. Checking farther south now in the northern half of Sarasota County. Some issues there along the bayfront northbound, nothing major so far. Also some issues there out on Siesta Key and also Clark Road as you approach 41, and South County map all clear at 502.
Now to the latest on immigration policy. Protests continue across the country while President Trump and top administration officials defend the controversial zero-tolerance immigration policies. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has the morning update from Washington.
President Trump on Capitol Hill meeting with Republican lawmakers calling America's immigration system broken.
The immigration system, it's been a really bad system, probably the worst anywhere in the world. And we're going to try and see if we can fix it.
Sources inside the meeting room tell ABC News Trump only weighed in for a little bit on immigration, adding that his daughter Ivanka showed him images of the children in detention facilities and encouraged him to end the policy. But then Trump proceeded to talk about poll numbers, Democrats' fighter jets, and North Korea, leaving members uncertain about how he wants them to vote.
There was a lot of different things he was talking about.
But the president is not reversing his zero-tolerance policy. As he walked out of the meeting, House Democrats waited for him.
Quit separating the kids. They're separating the children. Mr. President, don't you have kids?
And we're now learning of a 10-year-old Mexican girl that was separated from her mother along with her brother after crossing the border. The little girl has Down syndrome and is now in a shelter alone. Here's what Trump's former campaign manager, Corey Lewandowski, had to say about the girl's situation on Fox News.
I mean, look, I read today about a 10-year-old girl with Down syndrome who was taken from her mother and put in a cage. I read about did you say want?
The girl's father lives in the United States and has the status of a resident. Authorities are working to reunite them. The youngest migrant children are being held in what's called a tender age shelter, and lawyers have described rooms full of crying children. The government plans to open a 4th shelter. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
And look at this video from Philadelphia. Video of children's shoes left around the Rittenhouse Square in protest of immigrant families being separated. This was held a minute away from the Rittenhouse Hotel, where Vice President Mike Pence was attending a fundraiser for Pennsylvania's GOP gubernatorial candidate.
Well, many Florida Democrats are calling on the governor to do more about the president's immigration policy. This week, Governor Rick Scott distanced himself from all of that controversy over the immigration battle. But unlike other Florida Republicans, Scott has avoided directly criticizing the Trump administration. Now, those who believe that the governor has a close relationship with the president say he should step up.
This moral outrage crosses party lines. It's shocking and painful, and we have to do something.
The Trump administration family separation policy has drawn some harsh criticism from Democrats, immigration advocates, and even some Republicans, including Adam Putnam and Ron DeSantis, the two men hoping to replace Scott. Well, back here on the Suncoast, it is not too soon to start thinking about keeping your kids healthy during the school year.
That includes vaccines and physicals. Our Marla Spence is live with a story from the South Florida Museum. Marla?
Good morning, guys. If you think it's too early to get a head start on getting your kids prepared for the new school year, well, think again. The Manatee County Health Department says parents should start now by preparing their kids by getting them immunization shots ahead of the school year. Now, starting today, the Manatee County Health Department will be offering vaccinations and school physicals to students from elementary to high school. The school physicals are $30 per child, but the vaccinations are free. We spoke to Donna Priest, who is the Executive Community Health Nursing Director at the Health Department. She tells us kindergartners, 7th graders, new and transferring students must provide proof of immunizations to enroll into Manatee County schools. Priest says although immunization shots may not be favorable among some parents, getting your kids vaccinated is a way to prevent an outbreak of viruses and diseases. She also says it's important for public health, especially in a school setting.
Keeping our children healthy, also keeping the community healthy. There are some people who are unable to be vaccinated due to autoimmune issues or severe allergies. We're also protecting those people, or maybe they're on immunosuppressant therapy such as cancer. We're actually helping them too. So it's very important, one, to maintain a child's health, two, to also keep the community healthy.
And today is not the only day that parents can bring their kids over to certain locations to get those immunization shots. There will be several locations and also dates that we'll be telling you about coming up at 5:30. Reporting live in Manatee County, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Marla. Well, with hurricane season underway, there are two big questions when it comes to having a big storm this season: how to keep the power on and how to get it restored faster if it does go out. Last summer, Hurricane Irma knocked out power to millions from the Keys all the way to the Panhandle. Now, in all of the post-storm coverage, one of the big issues was the need for preventative tree trimming to avoid some storm damage. Another was the need for better communication by utility companies with their customers. So as for how to maintain power during storms, better grids and more of them underground.
Hardened facilities perform better than non-hardened facilities, and there were fewer outages for undergrounding than there were for overhead, as well as the amount of time to restore all customers.
Now, more staffing at emergency operations centers across the state is another proposal to help, at least with the communication efforts overall. Now, at its peak, Irma knocked out power for nearly 100% of customers in 5 Florida counties.
Well, if you were here last September, you recall the anxiety felt before, during, and after Hurricane Irma, we recall it. Experts say it's a form of post-traumatic stress disorder. Although it's calm right now, just the thought of a storm entering the Gulf can cause people to become stressed and anxious. Mental health experts say being worried about a storm is normal, and the best way to prepare is mentally prepare as well.
If this was going to happen, what steps might I take? I'm going to listen to the news. You know, they make the warning. Where am I going to go? You know, all those things that we know we should do and prepare for. Sometimes people think, oh, it's not going to come. You know, we'll never have anything that big. But you know, if you wait till the last minute, that's really where it kind of kicks in.
She says there's a variety of mental health checklists on the internet you can find. If a condition persists, though, for as long as 2 to 4 weeks, then you should possibly contact a mental health professional.
Well, school security continues to be the hot topic around the country and here on the Suncoast. Sarasota County District says that they are making progress in the staffing part of things. In the coming days, they're going to be making offers to 21 school resource officers and 3 sergeants. Now, once that part is finished, there will be resource officers in all the elementary, middle, and high schools in the district. Newly approved by the district, vehicles for those resource officers and an additional $400,000 for safety upgrades.
Having the money, having the salary schedules approved, having the approval to move forward with the purchases, all of those, every single piece along the way is important.
When you go down
A rocky relationship now between Superintendent Todd Bowden and the County Sheriff Tom Knight has kept them from finalizing some of those plans regarding the school resource officers. The district has invited the sheriff to a special meeting on June 28th to hopefully work some things out.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, an elementary school in Virginia making a big statement by changing its name. We'll tell you which former president it's being named after.
And coming up a little later in the hour, Northport police need your help finding this man. We'll tell you why they're looking for him coming up right after this. But first,
here's a peek at your Statue of Liberty out there. Beautiful shot there on the Hudson. 5:10 right now. How's the forecast shape up in this area, John?
Yeah, it looks pretty good, actually. It will be another warm day for sure. And I have checked one box this morning on the drive time. Well, look, the word rain got washed away. We'll have to put that back in. Anyway, I've checked the rain box on the forecast because of the possibility of not the drive to work, but the drive home from work. There may be a few isolated showers in inland areas mostly. Our daytime high today will top out at about 91 degrees. And all the airport hubs serving Sarasota International running on time. Your complete forecast in just a moment.
I'm Deshauna Barber. In 2016, I was proud to win the title of Miss USA. What makes me just as proud is my service in the U.S. military. In the service, a soldier gains skills and learns values like discipline and leadership. That makes them an asset to any business that hires them. If you're an employer, on behalf of Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, remember to hire smart and bet on a vet. Visit saluteheroes.org or call this number to learn more.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 70.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
78-degree temperature out there right now, and you'll notice the winds are now out of the southeast instead of due east. We're starting to get a change in the direction of the winds. It'll be generally a more westerly flow, and that occurs as early as this afternoon or evening. And that westerly flow will encourage the formation of showers in inland areas, maybe a shower or two along the coastline in the morning, but inland areas mostly, and then those showers will drift further and further away from the coast. Dew point value, about as high as it gets, 77 degrees. Really muggy outside, and it'll be a very warm, humid afternoon. We had one lone shower that built yesterday in Sarasota and then drifted rapidly out into Gulf waters. Did produce a couple of lightning pops, though, no doubt about that. We also had one around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor. Currently, we have these showers out in Gulf waters, and they will continue to drift further away from the coastline until we start to develop a more westerly wind later in the afternoon. Then we'll see a few showers pop up in inland areas, and they will drift further from the coast. So the coast is going to have a tough time squeaking out a shower or two. You may get one that forms close to the coast and then moves inland during the 2-3 o'clock time period. But other than that, I think most of the activity is going to be well inland again today. Satellite view shows the really dry air that we had for a time yesterday morning is now being replaced slowly by a little bit more moisture. And that will help support slightly better rain chances. But again, with a westerly wind flow developing at the surface, that's going to tend to push most of the showery activity toward the other coast. We still have ongoing rain showers over toward Texas, Brownsville, on up to Corpus Christi into Houston, getting more rainfall. They need it. It's dry there, but they have had some flooding rains in and around the Houston area. So here's the situation. A big ridge of high pressure starts to sink southward today. What that will tend to do will be to make the winds kind of light until it sinks further to the south and we start to develop a more westerly wind flow. As we develop the more westerly wind flow, we'll push the showers toward the other coast. That probably starts Friday into Saturday. I do think that today, with the light and variable winds, we'll have that sea breeze building that'll allow better chances for showers and thunderstorms to build, but it will be mostly in inland areas, so we'll watch that occur. Otherwise, the heat still is on. We'll look for slow-moving inland storms mostly today, hot and humid with feels-like temperatures once again up near 100 and high heat indexes that we'll probably have, I'd say until about November of the end of the year. We'll look for an onshore wind flow again this afternoon, and that will tend to make the red tide issue probably exasperated a little bit more than if we had an offshore flow. But seems like the red tide is kind of expanding a little bit in terms of toxins in the air, according to the latest Mote Marine Observer's reports. Lido Key, Nokomis, Venice, Minnesota, Gasparilla all have low amounts of irritant in the air right now. So we'll see how it plays out today. There'll be another report issued a little bit later on this morning. We'll have that for you, of course, at noon. West wind coming in at about 10 knots today. That'll bring you a light chop with 2-foot seas. And the forecast looks like this. For today, we'll come in with about 91 degrees. We'll have about a 30% chance of showers. Tomorrow, first day of summer, and it'll feel like it. 90 degrees, the daytime high temperature. Same thing on Friday with about a 30% chance of rain. As we head through the weekend, we'll keep that rain chance at about 30%, but up it on Monday to about 50%. And then as we head into next work week, we'll keep the rain chance about seasonable for this time of year, or a little under. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside and check that first alert traffic. Starting to see a few more delays than we normally do around this time, both on 31 and 41. They're running a little bit slower today. Definitely some delays in those areas, especially right around State Road 70. In Sarasota County, those roads are not looking too bad just yet. There's a little bit of a slowdown right there on 41 as you come across the bay, but that's pretty normal. Not too much other going on in that area. If you're heading into the southern part of Sarasota County, those roads again aren't running too bad. 75 and 41 headed southbound are both running pretty smooth so far this morning. It's 5:19. That's your first alert traffic.
What if you could type a cell phone number into a website and be shown instantly where that phone is located? That technology does exist. A company called Securus allows prisons to use it to monitor inmate phone conversations. But Verizon says the company misused that data, and Verizon announced it's no longer supplying location data to any third-party aggregators. Within hours, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Sprint followed suit and said they will also not share customer location data. Privacy advocates also applaud the move as well.
Just over here, turning off all my locators.
Have you ever tried that, though, by the way? You get a phone call from a strange number, you don't answer it, and then you punch in where it came from?
Yes.
If you subscribe to this service, you can find out who it is.
Yes.
Never
You're like, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and block it. 389 numbers later, all blocked.
Right.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, some changes are coming to Facebook. We're going to explain how your Messenger app might look a little different.
And next half hour, reaction to the U.S. policy to detain illegal immigrants at the border and separate parents from children. Here's a live shot from the capital of Georgia. Pretty shot there of downtown Atlanta. A little Ferris wheel, lower right corner. That's a tourist attraction there in Centennial Park. 5:20 right now. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-652-3012. That's 1-800-652-3012. Call now 1-800-652-3012. For a free brochure, call 1-800-652-3012.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
An elementary school in Richmond, Virginia is making a big statement by changing its name. The school is currently named after Confederate General Jeb Stuart, but the school board voted this week to rename it Barack Obama Elementary. 95% of the students are African American there. Schools in Oklahoma and Mississippi have also dropped names of Civil War figures recently as well.
Well, as Shakespeare wrote, what's in a name? Well, everything when it's something that's named after you. 2 newly discovered animals that lived more than 500 million years ago now have names. First, one in honor of former President Barack Obama's love of science. One is called the Obamas coronatus. It's a tiny little sea creature that once lived on the ocean floor, less than 2 centimeters wide. Now, the second one is actually named after the iconic Sir David Attenborough, British naturalist, host of BBC's Blue Planet. This one is a plankton. It's super tiny, thinner than a human hair. Attenborough now has at least 19 creatures, both living and extinct, named after him. But honestly, Obama isn't far behind. He's up to 9 species that are now named after him.
All right.
Well, 2 big mobile companies are teaming up to help protect your privacy.
The story in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, a big move by all the big major U.S. mobile providers.
Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, and T-Mobile will no longer sell users' location data to third-party brokers. Those brokers traditionally resold the information without your consent. Together, the companies have more than 300 million subscribers. Facebook has started testing autoplay video ads on its Messenger app.
The rollout is starting with a handful of users before it expands. Facebook says users can control the ads by hiding or reporting some of them, but you won't be able to disable the ads. Amazon is rolling out a new delivery system ideal for apartment dwellers.
It's called Hub, and it builds on Amazon lockers, offering a safe space where your Amazon packages or deliveries from any sender can be stored until you're ready to pick them up.
And those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, sponsored by Lyrica.
To most people, I look like most people. But on the inside, I feel chronic, widespread pain. Fibromyalgia may be invisible to others, but my pain is real.
Fibromyalgia is thought to be caused by overactive nerves. Lyrica is believed to calm these nerves.
I'm glad my doctor prescribed Lyrica.
For some, Lyrica delivers effective relief for moderate to even severe fibromyalgia pain and improves function. Lyrica may cause serious allergic reactions, suicidal thoughts or actions. Tell your doctor right away if you have these, new or worse depression, unusual changes in mood or behavior, swelling, trouble breathing, rash, hives, blisters, muscle pain with fever, tired feeling, or blurry vision. Common side effects: dizziness, sleepiness, weight gain, swelling of hands, legs, and feet. Don't drink alcohol while taking Lyrica. Don't drive or use machinery until you know how Lyrica affects you. Those who've had a drug or alcohol problem may be more likely to misuse Lyrica.
With less pain, I can do more with my family.
Talk to your doctor today. See if Lyrica can help.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Me, pick me. Oh, come on, man. Oh, man, I love technology. Hey, yo, check out my new phone. Look at this right here. For years, the DeSoto Club has needed improvements. Join me and Boys and Girls Club of Manatee County as we raise money to build a brand new facility. It will be bigger and better, just like it was 40 years ago when I attended. Invest in kids, build great futures.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish! In your face, in your face, in
It only takes a moment to make a moment.
Take time to be a dad today.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator, there was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5:30.
Hurting children, create legislative leverage. That's just, it's evil.
It is a topic that has people passionate on both sides. Thousands of kids separated from their parents when they try to enter the U.S. illegally.
Starting today, students in Manatee County can receive free immunizations before the school year. We'll have a live report.
Plus, some good news for Lido Beach. Work is getting ready to start to fix all that beach erosion. We have those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast. Good morning to you. It is 5:30 on this Wednesday morning. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. John Scalzi has some showers by his left arm right now down by Englewood.
Little damp on the map out in Gulf waters, but I think over land we're not going to see those showers move closer to us. Those were going to continue to move further and further away out into Gulf waters. We have today a chance at seeing some showers around, mostly in inland areas, mostly later in the afternoon. We had a couple yesterday, 2 actually. Today I think we'll probably have 4. That's the kind of situation we're in, with again very warm afternoon temperatures. Now, a few scattered clouds, but nothing really heavy, nothing really thick, nothing to actually block the sun, so temperatures will rise pretty quickly as dawn breaks on the Suncoast. 77 Venice, 78 Inglewood, Lakewood Ranch at 75, Bradenton at 75. On our way to a daytime high that's probably pretty close to 91 degrees, a few degrees above average for this time of year, and the feels like temperature once again probably cracking the 100 mark. So again, another warm, sticky day with only about a 30% chance of rain. Complete forecast coming up in a few.
Okay, thank you, John. Could be a nice day to go out to Sarasota Bay. And there it is right there, a live shot of your Intercoastal and also the Ringling Causeway, built about 15 years ago amidst lots of controversy. Let's go to the maps right now. Here's the first alert peek at Manatee County. Some issues there on 14th Street West, also known as US 41, as you travel from State Road 70 down toward Bayshore Gardens. Otherwise, not too bad in Manatee County right now. Checking farther south into the northern half of Sarasota County, some slowdowns along the bayfront there. You'll find the 41 southbound all the way from the Ringling Bridge to the 301 intersection, some problems there. And then farther south, we'll check the last map on our viewing area. And that, drum roll, will show all clear right now at 5:32 on this Wednesday morning.
Well, it is a topic that is dividing the country right now. Thousands of kids are being separated from their parents when the parents try to cross the border illegally. Camilla Bernal is in Texas outside one of the largest processing centers near the border.
The immigration system, it's been a really bad system, probably the worst anywhere in the world. We're going to try and see if we can fix it. Thank you very much.
President Trump met with lawmakers in Washington amid growing pressure to end family separation. In April, the Department of Homeland Security implemented a zero-tolerance policy to deter illegal immigration. If families were caught crossing the border, children would be taken from their parents.
People that come in violate the law. They endanger their children in the process.
Since then, at least 2,300 kids have been separated from their families, some placed in makeshift shelters. A former shelter worker says many kids arrived to the facilities confused and upset.
They didn't know what was happening. They were kids who had just been ripped from their parents. And so for that reason, we're extremely distressed and showing a lot of traumatized behavior, symptoms of trauma.
President Trump blames the Democrats and claims the policy can only be changed by Congress.
All we need is good legislation and we can have it taken care of.
But as Congress works on a solution, children wait to see their parents again.
And here's a live shot of the White House right now where officials say Ivanka Trump has talked to her father about stopping the separation of children from their parents at the border. She offered President Trump support and said she would try to find a legislative solution. She then spoke to congressional leaders about the issue. So far, the president has refused to change his policy and instead is insisting Congress reform immigration laws instead. He had a closed-door session last night with House Republicans to discuss possible legislation. Northport police need your help to find this man right there. They posted this picture on their Twitter account. Very clear shot of a man. They say this man stole a person's wallet, then used the victim's debit card to go on a shopping spree, ending at Walmart where the card was declined. They say he then stole the items anyway. If you recognize the man in these pictures, you're asked to contact the Northport Police Department.
Well, it is not too soon to start thinking about keeping your kids healthy during the school year.
And that includes vaccines and physicals. Our Marla Spence is live now with a story at the South Florida Museum in downtown Bradenton. Marla?
Good morning, guys. Yeah, the Manatee County Health Department says it's not too early to get your kids prepared and ready for the school year, and that means by getting them up to date with their immunization shots. Now, starting today, the health department will be going to several locations across the county to make sure kids are ready for the school year. They'll be doing this by offering free immunization shots and school physicals for $30. We spoke to Donna Priest, who is the Executive Community Health Nursing Director at the health department. She says getting your kids vaccinated is a way to help prevent an outbreak of viruses and also diseases. And she says immunization shots are required for kids to enroll into school.
Children are vaccinated actually right after birth is when they first start. When they enter school, then it becomes more of a requirement. It also becomes a requirement for daycare to make sure that everybody stays healthy in the daycare setting. So depending on if a child stays home, they may not be completely all the way up to their vaccinations until they are in kindergarten. But kindergarten is the mandatory age for the school to be vaccinated through age 18.
Now, today isn't the only day to get your child vaccinated. Some other dates and locations include July 2nd at the Manatee County Library, July 18th back here at the South Florida Museum, July 26th at the Manatee County Elementary School, and also August 4th back here at the South Florida Museum. Reporting live in Manatee County, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Marla. The Assistant Superintendent of Sarasota County Schools is retiring. Tuesday, the school board honored Scott Lempe. There he is. The superintendent, Todd Bowden, gave him a school district recognition coin. Lempe took a moment to thank the board and even got a little emotional talking about his time with the district.
If you get one of these, you carry it with you all the time. Somebody can coin you, and if they have one, they drop it on the table and you produce yours. And if you don't, you buy a round. Yeah. And if you do, they buy a round. So that's kind of the tradition. Thank Dr. Bowden. This is very meaningful. Thank you very much.
Lempe has worked for the school district for 15 years.
And before retiring, Lempe is still doing his part for the district, including the School Avenue discussion at Sarasota High School. Last night, Lempe joined the high school's principal and others for a discussion about that street. Now, the district wants some public input when it comes to figuring out just what to do with the street that cuts right through the middle of Sarasota High School's campus. Well, the City Commission recently voted in favor of extending the time of when School Avenue can be shut down for cars, pedestrians, and cyclists. It'll now be closed from 6:30 in the morning until 10 o'clock at night. Those hours will begin this fall.
Solutions is how do you do that range from what we would like to see happen, permanent closure of the street. We would convert that into a courtyard bounded by 6-foot fences on both sides. We've heard ideas like put in walkways over top of the road and fence either side of the campus to tunnels underneath School Avenue.
All right, more meetings to come to make sure it all gets finalized.
Smoother traffic, fewer crashes. Sounds good. State officials say they're pleased with the results so far of the new diverging diamond at I-75 and University Parkway. So the state is now planning to construct a diverging diamond interchange at Fruitville and 75. That's right, FDOT is creating a design with plans to widen 2 miles of 75 and redesign the interchange at Fruitville, just like the one we saw at University and 75. The state says they're preparing for more growth in the area.
This diverging diamond interchange is expected to handle not only today's traffic, but future projected traffic.
The construction is expected to cost about $86 million, same as the last one, and the design phase will likely be complete by late next year.
Sarasota Animal Shelter's Adoption Center is now being closed temporarily. The Cat Depot is closed after 2 kittens recently brought into that shelter tested positive for a contagious viral infection that can cause cats to be very lethargic and ill. They're testing all of the cats now at the shelter to make sure none of the others have been affected so far. Now, that process itself can take up to about 2 weeks.
An award-winning summer reading program is back for another year in Manatee County, and local volunteers are teaching much more than just reading. Hundreds of mentors teaching hundreds of students, these summer campers in Manatee County. Last year, John Horn, the founder of the Anna Maria Oyster Bar, began this program called Dive into Reading. Now it's expanded to all 15 Title I schools in Manatee County. Volunteers teach students to read, but also teach them about eye contact and handshakes and basic table manners. The kids get the same mentors each week, so they're also building relationships. Horn says the volunteers are getting as much out of this as the kids.
Half the time, Ray, I'm not sure who's getting more benefit, because the mentors are coming away with, a great sense of, oh my gosh, this is in our community, we all need to help. And we all do need to help with the grade level reading, because it's our future is that these kids do learn how to read.
Thank you for coming today.
In its first year, this program won a national award from the National Restaurant Association. Other host facilities include Gecko's, Pier 22, O'Bricks, and the South Florida Museum. Horn hopes to expand this to a new program in Sarasota County as soon as next year.
Well, some good news for Lido Beach. For weeks now, we've been telling you about that massive beach erosion there. Now the work to fix it will soon begin. Yesterday, the city of Sarasota announced that they have gotten the final approval for a coastal permit. That clears the way for the restoration project to begin at Lido Beach. Now work can officially begin to fix that fast eroding shoreline.
Still ahead, Starbucks is out with a new drink, and this time it's here to stay. But first, here is a shot of your Statue of Liberty. That's not it.
Well, that's still a Starbucks drink, but that is your Statue of Liberty. Maybe that's what she's holding in her hand, is a Starbucks drink.
That's been all these years. I thought it was a torch.
It's not a torch, it's a Starbucks drink. That's how that works.
A great cross promotion that would be. Hey, John Sculls, what do you got for us?
For highly caffeinated, she doesn't move much. We're looking at a higher fire danger index over the course of the next couple of days, I think. Already Pinellas County is starting to move into the moderate category, and I think as we progress into the next several days, surrounding counties of Sarasota and Manatee will also be moving into that category. We still have red tide at several beaches across the region, and Mote Marine spotters have indicated low concentrations of the toxin in the air, creating a little bit of a respiratory irritability in Lido, Nokomis, Venice, Manasota, and Gasparilla. Complete forecast for you coming up in a few.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
Everything all right?
Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery?
Sure.
We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
At Boys and Girls Clubs, it's not just about trying new things.
Tanya, come here.
Learning the right steps.
2, 3, 4.
Or making contact. It's not just about exploring the future. It's about helping them build it. It's about making a connection. It's about proving every kid and teen who enters our doors has what it takes. Great futures start here.
When ABC7 declares a First Alert Weather Day, it means we can expect major changes to weather conditions here along the Suncoast.
It means there could be severe, potentially dangerous weather ahead.
We tell you when a First Alert Weather Day is coming because we want you to be prepared.
A First Alert Weather Day is an advance warning. We'll let you know about any changes in the weather when the first signs appear.
ABC7 First Alert Weather, we're here for you.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at nationalguard.com.
The ABC7 First Alert weather app just got even better. It's easy to use once you download it. First, tell the app to follow you, so you get alerts pinpointed to exactly where you are. Then customize your settings with all the places you go, from the beach to grandmother's house. Get accurate alerts for everyone you care about. You can even pick which weather alerts and categories you want and what they sound like. More ways to customize and more ways to keep your family safe. Download the ABC7 First Alert weather app today.
Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
78-degree air temperature outside. We're looking for a humidity coming in sticky today at 96% because of a dew point value that's at 77. 77-degree dew point. That's about as warm as it gets in the peninsula of Florida. We have, generally speaking, in the winter, a dew point value can be as low as 30 degrees. I've seen it that low. But 77, boy, that really feels pretty sticky. Southeast wind coming in at about 3. We've had one lone shower yesterday, moved through Sarasota, produced a lot of lightning pops as well. And the rain's cooled some folks off, but most of us did not see any rain whatsoever. And today, while we had 1-2 showers yesterday, I think today we'll probably have a few more, not a significant amount more, but a few more. However, the direction of motion of those storms is going to be different. You noticed the one storm we had in Sarasota kind of moved out into Gulf waters where it dissipated. Well, today we're going to see those showers develop, move closer to the coastline. The ones you see here are going to continue to move further out into the Gulf until they dissipate. But by around 2-3 o'clock, we'll probably see a few showers build closer to the coast. The majority of them build inland, and then all of them drift further away from the coastline. So it is definitely not going to be a rainy day in populated areas, no doubt about that. We'll have a lot of heating, a lot of very warm heat indexes showing up by afternoon, 100, 105-degree heat indexes, and not a lot of cooling rains once again today. So the drier air that moved in yesterday, moved into place, has kind of been replaced now by some slightly more moist air aloft, mid and upper levels. That trend will continue over the next several days. Nothing like what they have back to the west, where there is again another day, another round of heavy thunderstorm activity for parts of the Texas coastline. But we will start to see a few more showers build in our area as we moisten our upper atmosphere. High pressure will sink south today. What that will tend to do will be to make the winds kind of light and variable until we can establish a more westerly wind flow, which should occur later today into tonight. With that light and variable wind, the sea breeze will have a better chance of kicking off a few showers later in the day. Those showers will tend to move into inland areas. So along the coastline, if you don't get your rainfall by, 1 or 2 o'clock, it's unlikely you're going to see any at all. High pressure then continues to slip south. We establish this westerly wind flow, and that's going to be with us right straight through into the weekend, I think. We'll start to see the atmosphere begin to moisten into the weekend, and showers and thunderstorms will be around, but the pattern will be different. We'll see the showers build near the coastline in the morning hours, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then drift inland during the day, so that most of the afternoon over the weekend will be spent rain-free near the coastline, and most of the showery activity will be occurring in inland communities. Slow-moving storms here today. Hot and humid with those heat indexes up again near 100 this afternoon, maybe even a little higher. High pressure remains our dominant weather driver over the next several days. So the forecast for boating looks pretty good. We'll have this general westerly wind flow developing this afternoon and kind of sustained right through the nighttime hours into tomorrow and the day after, most likely, coming in at about 10 knots. It'll bring you a light chop with 2-foot seas. Forecast looks like this. Today will go up with about 91 degrees. The daytime high temperature feels like temperature is much warmer. Tomorrow, about the same. We'll have a 20 to 30% chance of showers both days. Tomorrow, of course, marks the beginning of the first day of summer. As we head into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we'll keep our rain chance at about 30%. But again, the character of those storms a little bit different because they'll start near the coast in the morning, maybe even in the pre-dawn hours with a few light showers, and then move inland in the afternoon. And then as we head into Monday and Tuesday, our rain chance is about average for a summer day. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, John. All right, first let's take a look outside. Here's a live look at the Ringling Causeway. Beautiful day. It's gonna be nice and hot out there. Maybe a good day to go for a walk early this morning as it lightens up a little bit, but nice start to the day out there so far. Let's check out some of those traffic maps now, tell you what's going on the road so far. In Manatee County, we do have a couple delays out there that are going on so far, especially around 41, also on 301, both of those going north and southbound as well. In Sarasota County, those roads aren't looking too bad just yet. We've got a couple, just a little bit of a delay right there on Fruitville, but nothing to really be worried about at this hour. And then if you're heading a little bit farther south in the area, 75, 41, both of those are running pretty smooth so far outside. 549, that is your first alert traffic. Well, do you love to bring a lot of powder when you travel? Well, that is about to change as the TSA really starts to crack down. The agency is going to kick off a new campaign next week, Wednesday, to remind travelers about all of the current onboard regulations. Now, the focus of this new campaign, containers holding more than 350 milliliters of powder. That's about the size, really, of a soda can. The rule was actually passed last summer. So far, it's only been enforced on domestic flights, but now, starting at the end of this month, the TSA is going to request foreign airports with direct flights here to the U.S. to also enforce the powder rule.
Today marks World Refugee Day. The number of people displaced has hit a record high of 68 million worldwide. That's about 1 in every 110 people on the planet. In addition to the Syrian war, displacement growth has also come from other countries, such as the Democratic Republic of the Congo, South Sudan, and Myanmar.
Well, love mangoes and dragon fruit and lemonade all in one drink? Well, you are in luck. It's the new drink at Starbucks, and it's here to stay. Coffee Giant unveiled its bright pink drink yesterday. Now, the move is actually part of Starbucks' new decision to really focus on their core drink items and avoid those limited edition drinks. You know, the ones that everybody gets hooked on and then feels sad when they all go away.
I'm that guy that walks into Starbucks and says, "Can I just get a decaf, please?"
And they look at you like you don't want 27 items?
You mean you can't just say decaf?
Come on, add some flavors. Be exciting, Ray Collins.
It's called the decaf Americano.
No.
What size? Medium? No.
You need coffee excitement, my friend.
Well, today's top news headlines straight ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 4 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
All sorts of activity as you awaken this morning as we go in tight on some sort of situation going on.
That is not me. I'm here at the station, okay? That is not me for a change.
You're not a suspect.
Nope.
That's
not today.
Not too far from our station here in the Rosemary district, but not sure what's going on there. We had a tow truck, perhaps.
All right. Well, it is 5:54. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast. Here are some of the top stories that we're following for you today.
The Sarasota County School Board voted to approve more than $500,000 in equipment for its new police force. According to the Herald Tribune, most of that money is going toward 17 new Ford Explorers.
Plus, the city of Sarasota cleared their final hurdle, getting a permit from the state to officially begin fixing all that erosion on Lido Beach.
Hundreds of volunteers in Manatee County helping hundreds of kids learn to read this summer. It's the Dive into Reading program. The Anna Maria Oyster Bar hopes to expand the program next year into Sarasota County.
Coming up in the next hour, the perks of having a healthy marriage. Plus, CVS getting ready to make a big announcement how they're changing the game when it comes to prescription drugs. I can't say it. And North Korea plans to finally return the remains of 200 American service members who died during the Korean War. Some closure finally for all those families.
But first, the Wednesday forecast. Here's John Scalzi.
We've got a few scattered showers out in Gulf waters, but they will continue to press away from shore, so we're not looking at a lot of a rainfall possibility for today. For today, we will see a warm day, though. Daytime highs are going to top out again close to the 91-degree mark with about a 30% chance of rain. Back to you.
All right, we are halfway through the week and halfway through our morning show here.
That is right. We've got another full hour of news and headlines. It all's coming straight at you right here on Good Morning Suncoast.